Hello, Flosstube. It is Monday afternoon. Excuse me a minute. I'm going to move this a little bit. I try to set this up beforehand, but Hello, it's Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches here, doing an update on Monday afternoon. Pardon me if there's a little bit of noise. My family is moving around and doing stuff, and the window is open, so there's a little bit more noise than usual. I've had a very busy weekend. Past weekend, I usually do my updates on Saturday, but Saturday was chock full of things. So, and I was exhausted and busy and everything else. So today is and so was yesterday. So was Sunday. So I finally got around to it this afternoon. I said before, my name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. Welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome to any new viewers. And we're here to talk about cross stitching, and I have just a little bit of an update, but so this will probably be, I hope, very short. And I have some ambitious Christmas plans still. So let's get down to it. First of all, I have a finish. I finished the Tomato Dame. Finally, the Tomato Dame is finished. So here's the chart. It was a Plum Street Samplers chart, exclusive to Dying to Stitch, I believe. I just love this chart. I love it so much. Amy from Amy Loves Toads showed it on her channel, and on her Instagram, I think. And that's where I got the idea, and she told me it was exclusive to Dying to Stitch, so I called them up and got it right away, as I said before. Anyway, I finished it. The difference in the whites on her dress is showing up really nicely here. Her skirt is done in parchment, and the little apron is in whitewash. These are Weeks Dye Works colors, and R&R Productions. Is that right? Fabric, yeah. R&R Productions fabric. In Virginia Beach Brew is this color. And so I did the little eyes on the crows. They're no longer blind. The eyes and the faces are 1/1. Their bodies are 2/1, but they're everything is 2/1 except for the crow's faces and eyes. And down here, the Tomato Dame is signed. This is 1/1. I don't know. You can't see the resolution here, but it feels really great, really solid and great. It was just really hard. And then this is her face, and the only backstitching is very little backstitching right here on her lips. You can see. But otherwise, So it's all the wagon, the wheels, the flag, the dame herself, and her little sign. Yeah, it came out pretty good. I wish the coverage was a little better in the tomato here. You can kind of see the blue underneath it, I think, it seems to me. I don't know. But it's finished, so I have to FFO it still. It's supposed to be a little pillow. It came with all the backing fabric to make the pillow, and and a little piece of chenille for the trim, by Lady Dot Creates, I think. I don't have it here with me, handy. But anyway, so yes, it's finished. It's finished. A big tomato and little tomatoes, and it's just great. I hope I can FFO it well in time it's added to my FFO pile, my growing FFO pile. And so the other thing I have to do is I've talked about this before. Last week I talked about all my ambitious Christmas plans. This tote thing. I did change the fabric that I'm going to do it on to one of the. Excuse me, I'm making a mess here. This is a little piece of fabric I'm going to use for the sachet. Excuse me, there's a cat over here. Stop. It's not for cats. So this, the original, I got this out of a magazine. This is the Cross Stitcher magazine, I guess. June of 2009. So it's pretty old. So this little sachet tote, I guess and this pillow, they were made by Charles Craft once upon a time, and I haven't seen them recently. I don't know if they're still available or not, but I have this piece of fabric, this piece of even weave. I berry dyed. I talked about this some time ago. I dyed this with blueberries and strawberries and raspberries. Yeah. No, blackberries. What was it? Blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. And it came out pretty good. It was, the original was white, I guess. And it's kind of a real faint sort of pinky color, cherry purpley color, very light purple color, but it has some darker blues where the berries were. So I have this. It's 22 count, I think. I'm not sure, even weave, but I decided to use that because the threads that for this design are sort of purples, dark purples, and I think they'll go really well on there. And I like the colors of this better than the like tea dyed fabric that I was going to use before. It's a prettier set of colors. And then of course I have the bookmark designs. I did put tails on the cats. Last time I talked about this, I showed the little designs that I came up with, and I didn't have tails on the cats, and I put little tails on them. So I do have to stitch this still. So these are my ambitious Christmas plans, the sachet and the bookmarks. So yeah, these are I think I've showed these before, the bookmarks that came in a little kit thing that I got. I did one of these. I did this from a bookmark for my brother. So I'm not gonna double side these like I did his. I think these are I'm just gonna have a right side and wrong side of these, but I think they'll stitch it pretty quickly if I can just get to them. I keep telling myself it's not Christmas yet. I have another week and a half to go. And then this penguin, of course, that I still haven't made any progress, haven't done anything to it, but it's still there. So it's another one of my ambitious Christmas plans. And then what I have been working on this past week is, since I finished the Tomato Dame, is the Prairie School Santa. And I've made some pretty good progress on him. Not as much as I wish I would have done, but I have done some work on him. So I did his beard and all the green here. And I started on the polar bear. His rump is there. And so what's left is this, he's got a like sort of flower pot with the tree is in. And this is trim on the flower pot thing. This is all in a sort of a grayish brown color. This little strap and pot, and then the polar bear. And his boots go down here, and the polar bear's back feet and head are over here. And then his face, I still have to do his face here. And his hands. He doesn't have any hands. And he's supposed to have there's a little compass, I guess it is. No, I don't know what it is. An ornament, or I don't know what it is. A compass, I guess. It's just a northwest, south, North Pole. So there's a little bit of back stitching. It's not a whole lot. But so I just started on the polar bear here, on this leg, and I haven't done this bottom part of the Santa, or his boots, or the polar bear's back foot. So I've done this rump and this little tummy, and I've done the bird except for his eye, and I haven't done the rest of the polar bear yet. So there's still a lot, but it's mostly white, and it's going pretty quickly. When I've worked on it, it's just taken me a while, because I didn't get as much done this past weekend as I wanted to. We were pretty busy. A couple of weeks ago, I had asked on the Friday Off the Grid group, I had posted asking for prayers for my mom, because she was having outpatient surgery to get a cochlear implant. And the surgery went well. She came through it very, very nicely, and she was supposed to go in the following week and have her cochlear implant turned on and start wearing the implant device. But she got a little infection behind. It's the incision was behind her ear, so it's really hard to to see it and to keep it clean and whatever. So so she had an infection there and had to take some antibiotics, and she couldn't get the implant uh, activated at that point. So she was taking the medication and went back this past Thursday, and she was doing well enough that they activated it, and it is amazing. It's amazing. She has been really unable to hear for the past, I don't know how long, probably at least a year, I think, or almost a year. She had hearing aids for a while, and then they just, after a while, weren't doing her any good. She could not hear. Her hearing was getting worse and worse, and it got to the point where she was basically totally deaf. So we were having to write down things. She communicated through, she would kind of be able to read lips to a degree, but a lot of times she was just guessing what you were saying. And we would write things down on, she had a little whiteboard, that we used, and then also we had apps on our phone where you could sort of talk to the phone, and it would write what you said, and she could read it, whatever. But it was it was hard to have you couldn't have a normal conversation. You had to jump through all these hoops to converse with her, to ask her something, or to whatever. And at restaurants, we sort of knew what she wanted. She liked scrambled eggs, she likes wheat toast, she liked and so if we went to a restaurant to eat, she could, of course, order and read and write and talk and everything else, but she couldn't, if the waitress asked her, oh, do you want tea? How do you want your coffee? How do you want whatever? Do you want sausage or bacon? She couldn't necessarily understand them. A lot of times she knew what questions they were asking, or she knew what her options were on the menu, and so she would try to say exactly what she wanted to sort of preclude these questions. But we would have to tell the waiters, she can't hear you, she can't hear what you're asking her, and so it was just kind of difficult, and the thought of, if she had if there was some kind of an emergency, like she would not hear anything, like, the telephone, or if, so, we didn't leave her alone, of course, and so it was just, but now with the cochlear implant turned on, her hearing is not perfect, of course, but it's amazing how much she can hear. Like, she can understand a great deal of conversation. Yeah, yesterday, yeah, it was Sunday, we went out to lunch after church, and my nephew was gonna ask her if she wanted a straw, and it was amazing. Because he was kind of behind her, but he was able to talk under her ear and ask her, "Would you like a straw?" And she understood right away. No, it's okay. I don't need a straw. And it was amazing that he was just able to ask her. She was able to answer, and and you know, it may not seem like a big thing, but it was a big deal in our family. For to be able to talk to her and have her understand, it's just amazing. So we're hoping that it only will get better. I think her ability, because she has to look and see who's talking to her, because she can't necessarily distinguish one voice from another. You can't really tell. It's the hearing with the cochlear implant is kind of robotic. It's not, you can't tell timbre necessarily. To tell one voice from another. So she has to kind of see who's talking to her. But she can understand words, And this Saturday we went to hear the Nutcracker. My brother-in-law plays with the Chandler Symphony here, and they every year they play with the one of the local ballet groups. I forget which. I might have the program right here. I don't know. I don't have it handy. But he does Nutcracker, and we went to go hear the production of Nutcracker, the Nutcracker, and she was able to hear it and enjoy it and hear the music and everything, because we were very concerned about whether it would be too loud or whether it would sound funny or whatever, and she just really enjoyed it all on every level. So it's amazing to us. So that's what I was doing on Saturday. Saturday morning, I was, taking a shower, getting ready to go, and we left at like sort of midday, because we went to a matinee performance and we went out to eat, and I was just too exhausted to do anything. I tried to stitch a little bit. I stitched a little bit and fell asleep. And then Sunday we went to church and went out to eat. I went, and then we went shopping. We went to Penny's or something. So I didn't do an update on Sunday, the update on Sunday either, and I didn't do much stitching. I did most of it last night finally, Sunday night finally, and so I'm hoping to do some more stitching in the next couple of days. If I can finish everything this week, then this weekend I can FFO everything and be a little bit ahead of the game. But I am not counting my chickens before they're hatched. I have a lot of stitching to do. But as I said before, if I feel like I'm not getting anywhere with the sachet and the bookmarks and the penguin, that I still have to do, I have alternative plans in mind, like some other things that I can do to make, a nice Christmas presents. These are just sort of extra things that I want to do that may not happen, but they're not, crucial, gifts or whatever. They're just, so, but it's nice to be able to hand make something as a gift for someone. Last night I watched Little Women, um, and they were trying to make Christmas like basically without presents. They were very poor and um, uh, dealing with just sort of trying to have a good Christmas without giving each other gifts or anything. And we've kind of lost sight of that. There's a commercial for I think Best Buy where this lady is talking to a Best Buy guy about all these presents that she wants to get. So she has this big list of all these things she wants to get, and I'm like, you must have an incredible amount of money to be buying all kinds of electronics for people at Best Buy. And yeah, there's a commercial for some I don't know if it's a one of these. It's some kind of credit thing, or if it's a particular store or whatever. But it's talking about buying a television and this and an iPad and this and that and the other, you know, and like I guess buying them on credit or something. And I'm like, you don't have to kill yourself to have a good Christmas. Of course, every store, every manufacturer, they want to sell all their big ticket items. They want to sell cars, and so there's Christmas scenes for sort of everything. And I keep thinking, gosh, would you really buy somebody a car for Christmas? Yeah. Um, we make it all about buying gifts and buying expensive gifts, and it doesn't have to be. Um, uh, One of the things we used to do a long time ago at a church that I went to was we would make up these little Christmas bags, and then we would take a paper bag, and it would have nuts and fruit and Christmas candy and things like that, hard candy, and give them out to everybody at the church. And it was kind of a fun tradition to do, something nice, just a simple gift, and and just something to have to make Christmas, uh, to give something, to somebody for Christmas. And it, wasn't fancy, and it wasn't, fancy electronics and the latest toy and the latest gadget or whatever. So yeah. So cross stitching something, simple gifts for somebody. Um, these were just things that spoke specifically to the person that I'm giving them to, or were simple designs or something like that. So I'm hoping that I don't, I don't want to kill myself to do something, but I'm hoping to do something fun for people, someone. There was a poem I was trying to think of, the poem or the source, so I could share it with you guys. But it was a poem that I used to keep in. I had up in um, my cubicle at work, that I came across one year. But the gist of it is, I remember one line was something like, "I will, um, like, what was it? Like, do my little simple acts of kindness early, so that at Christmas time I can enjoy the season, the snow falling and the quiet of the season." It was something along those lines. I'm not doing it justice at all, but it was, I will tend to my simple acts of kindness early, so that so that when Christmas comes, the hustle and bustle and fussing and hurrying and all that will not get in the way of just enjoying the season, enjoying the quiet, enjoying the family, enjoying the 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 snow falling or whatever. It's the snow's not going to fall here in Phoenix, but just uh, enjoying going to concerts, to enjoy the music, going to sing Christmas carols and things like that, but without fussing about Christmas. So I'm hoping to do that, to enjoy the season and enjoy my family. My aunt and my niece are both coming the same day, the 20th, I think, before Christmas. So hopefully we'll have some good family time before everything, and hopefully I'll get things done early, so that the last few days before Christmas, I can enjoy just being with the family. I'm also, besides the cross stitching that I'm doing, I'm supposed to do a little bit of baking. I'm hoping to make a no bake cheesecake, which is like it's very fake cheesecake. It's not the fancy kind that you put in the oven and you do this. It's you buy a store-bought graham cracker crust, and it's I think it's just cream cheese and sugar, as I recall. I forget, just mixed together, and you put in there, and you put some what do you call it, whipped cream on top, and fruit, whatever you want to put on, and it's done. And I've made those in the past. That's very simple. And then sour cream sugar cookies. Have to have those. I've made them two or three times, twice, I think. I think I made them in Little Rock before, and then I've made them the first year that I was here in Phoenix. So my mom used to make them all the time. We used to make them when we were kids all the time, and they're really soft and puffy, and they're great with milk. And so I'm hoping that I can make the sour cream sugar cookies this year too. But fortunately, those are sort of, I'm putting those off for to make closer to Christmas Eve. So I keep telling myself next Friday is the 21st, so I still have this whole week, this whole coming week to do things. And if I stitch like a demon, I can get all these ambitious things done. And today, one of the reasons I'm doing this afternoon instead of having done it this morning, is that I went to the grocery store with my sister, and I was in charge of getting all this produce, fruits and things and vegetables that we needed. And so while I was doing that, I was looking at the the cherry tomatoes, because I was doing the tomato dame, and my niece loves tomatoes, and I thought, well, it'd be kind of fun to to give her some a little thing of like cherry tomatoes or something. I don't want to buy them too far in advance, of course, but they have in the little cherry tomatoes, they have something called a Twilight tomato. They're darker, and so I think I'm gonna buy some of those. If I can get to the store in the last couple of days before Christmas, and find some of those, because they're it's a small container that's will be just the right size, and it comes in but anyway, they're great. They look really cool and really interesting. They're little like kind of grape tomato sized things called Twilight tomatoes. So that I may do that as a sort of the gift to go with the tomato dame thing. If I can get it done. I have so much to do. Yeah, I talked about wanting to get everything done early and enjoy the season, and at the same time I'm very ambitious in what I plan to stitch. So I'm hoping to get it, like I said, I'm hoping to get it done sooner rather than later, so that I can kind of enjoy myself. Talking out both sides of my mouth, right? So anyway, so I think that's it. Yeah. Pardon me. I just. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I think. Yeah. So I'm hoping that I'll do another one of these updates. I think next weekend, if all goes as planned, and I hope to finish everything. If not, I'll let you know. So thanks for watching. My name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and you can find me on in the Friday Off the Group. I keep saying that wrong. Friday Off the Grid group on Facebook as Elizabeth Martinez, and on Instagram as Fantagray. And again, thank you to my subscribers, returning viewers, and welcome to any new viewers. Thanks for watching, and take it easy for Christmas. And I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.